Hey, what's up guys, Bradku here, back with another Yu-Gi-Oh video, and today is going to be Qliphort. So without further ado, let's get into it. So this deck used to be like pretty competitive right before Link Monsters came out, but then it just kind of tanked because of Qliphort Towers. So basically this card is a lockdown card, which is immune to everything. But when Link Monsters came out, it made it not immune to everything. So without further ado, let's get into the deck profile. Starting things off, I play 2 copies of Qliphort Towers. So cannot be special summoned, requires 3 Qli tributes to normal summon or set. And then if this card is normal summoned or set, it is unaffected by spell, trap effects, and by the activated effects of any monster whose original level or rank is higher than this, or is lower than this card. And considering how high its level is, it's not going to happen anytime soon. And then all special summon monsters lose 500 attack and defense. Then once per turn, you can make your opponent send 1 card from either their field or hand to their graveyard. So 1 snipe, immune to everything, and just all in all, an amazing card. So I play 2 copies of that because you don't want to brick with it. Then I play 3 copies of Qliphort discs. All the scale ones except for the last one has the same effect, where you cannot special summon monsters except Qli monsters, and then all Qli monsters gain 300 attack. So its normal effect is you can normal summon this card without tributing. If this card is normal summoned without tributing, or is special summoned, it becomes level 4, and its original attack becomes 1800. So, the thing is, most of the Qliphort monsters have that same effect, to where you can summon them, or if you special summon them, they lose attack, which is why I play cards that can negate effects. But Qliphort Discs is pretty good. Then I play Qliphort Carrier, same pendulum effect, cannot be normal summoned, or you can normal summon this card without tributing. Its attack becomes 1800. Then if this card is normal summoned or set, it is unaffected by activated effects from monsters whose level or rank is lower than this card. So, generic effect, even though it's not super high up, it's still pretty good because it's unaffected by like their monster effects. Then I play 2 copies of Monolith. So this card's pendulum effect is really good. You cannot special summon monsters except Qli monsters. It cannot be negated. Once per turn during the end phase, if you tribute this card, you can draw card, or if you tribute summoned, you can draw cards equal to the number of Qli monsters you tributed for the tribute summons this turn. So you could end up like drawing your whole deck basically off of this one card, which is really good. Then I play 3 copies of Qliphort Shell. So all the scale 9s effects have it to where they your opponent's monsters lose 300, except for the last one, of course. So then if this card is not, you can normal summon, no tribute. If this card is normal summoned or set, it is unaffected by effects that are lower than it. Then it can make a second attack during each battle phase, and if it attacks a defense position monster, piercing damage. So if you can negate the effects with stuff like Forbidden Chalice and it gains attack, it's still just going to be a really good beater on the field. Then I play 3 copies of Helix, same pendulum effect. You can normal if this card is tributed, you can target 1 spell or trap card on the field and destroy it. This is a tribute summon deck. Again, the big idea is to get to towers, and you can tribute. If you contribute 3 of them to summon it out. Plus, the fact that it's a pendulum deck makes it really good to tribute summon it. So, 3 copies of that, 3 copies of Scout. I remember this card used to be banned for a while, but like now it's unbanned because Cleaforts aren't as good anymore. So basically it's Pendulum Effect. You cannot special summon except Clee monsters. Then once per turn you can pay 800 life points, add one Clee monster card from your deck to your hand, except Scout. So it is a soft once per turn, but you can search out your towers or even your spells or traps, which is really, really good. Then I play Gamma, Driver, Ash. Then I play 3 copies of Forbidden Chalice. Now, usually this isn't good, but as Darkham Duels showed, this is basically like a copy of his deck, except for the extra deck and a few minor changes. His deck actually had Forbidden Chalice in here because it negates your monster effects and gives them more attack. So they get their original attack plus the 400, which is really good. Then I play 3 Ash. Then I play Laser Clip. During your main phase, you can normal summon 1 Clee monster in addition to your normal summoner set. Normal summon of Clee monsters cannot be negated. So this is like generally just a really good card. You get to normal summon again, and you can tribute summon, which is a big thing. Then I play 2 copies of limiter removal, just like if you have a shell on the field and you want to attack, it'll give you quite a bit of attack. Plus they go to the extra deck, so it doesn't really matter that they get destroyed. Then I play 2 copies of Summoner Arts, just so that I can search out my Scout or my Monolith. Then I play 2 Pot of Extravagance, because really the only card you actually need in the extra deck is Cleafort Genius, which even then you don't actually need it. So this is basically all just banish fodder. Then I play 1 copy of Change. You can add up to 3 face-up Clee Pendulum monsters from your extra deck to your hand, so you can easily pendulum summon out a lot of cards. Then I play Requalate, or whatever the heck it's called. When a monster is normal flip summon and it's level 4 or lower, negate its effects until the end of the turn. Then if a monster is special summoned and it is a level 5 or higher monster, negate its effects until the end of the turn. Also banish it when it leaves the field. Then if there's no Clee monsters, send this card to the graveyard. So it's a continuous trap, which makes it really good. You don't necessarily need to have a Clee monster on the field to activate the effect. You just need to have a Clee monster to keep it on the field after the effect activates. Then I play 1 copy of Skill Drain just to round it off, because then your monsters gain more attack, which is really good. And then the sad thing about Skill Drain is that it can end up negating your towers. So your opponent's going to want to get rid of this as quickly as possible, which can actually aid you in the long run. So for the extra deck is basically just extra fodder. I play 3 copies of Genius, the only actual card you need. It's unaffected by it's unaffected by spell traps and activated effects of monsters. Then once per turn you can link summon, or once per turn target 1 face-up card on each player's field except for that this card. Return both of them to the hand. And both the effects are negated. Then when 2 monsters are special summoned at the same time to a zone this card points to, you can add 1 level 5 or higher machine monster from your deck. So this helps search out your towers, plus this is also immune to everything, which is really good. So then the rest of this, Appaloosa for negation, Nightmare Phoenix, Unicorn, and Cerberus for just spot removal, Boral Sword for OTK potential, and I play the Utopia lineup just so that I have a bunch of materials on Utopia the Lightning, 1 Tornado Dragon, 1 Daigusto Emerald, and 1 Abyss Dweller. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The extra deck is, again, really just extra fodder, and you don't really need it much. So yeah, that's it for the deck profile. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. Let me know what you thought. And let me know if there is something else that you think I should add to this deck. because I feel like this deck is pretty cut and dry, like there's not much else you can add to it, but there are definitely cards you can add to make it better. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, and I will see you in the next Yu-Gi-Oh video. Peace, guys.